How we doing? Welcome. Take a few more moments to get grounded and settled this morning. Streaming on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So if one mode isn't really quite working for you, you can just switch to another mode. So you will need your mat today, and you will need something to raise the seat to sit on, like a meditation seat or a cushion. So I'd recommend you grab those things now if you need them. And good morning, everybody near and far that are chiming in to practice this morning. This is an all-level class, and I decided this morning that it will be very specific type of class today. I think that'll give us a lot of energy to move through the rest of the weekend and clarity, but my intentions are to move through our Sun Salutations, moving from grosser to subtle layers, and then moving into seated conscious breath. That'll be a nice thing to do this morning. So it'll be a complete practice, creating, honoring, and cultivating that sun and solar energy, and then moving that directly into conscious breath. So opposed to your class that you would normally take where you would go through a whole sequence and then lie in Shavasana, then come out, this will be a little bit different. So hoping that will aid in freshness, vitality, clarity, and just something a little different today. So I'll give you all a few more moments. Meditation seat for sure. If you have trouble sitting for a longer period of time, I'd recommend using a wall space to scooch up against. So wall space, or making sure you're comfortable in your seat. So we're going to allow the brightening of our asana practice to resonate within us as we direct and channel it through these ancient practices of pranayama. Okay? So we can really feel and cultivate what these practices are meant to do and what we can use them for. If that makes sense. So thank you once again for joining. Give you another minute. Thank you all for hopping on here. I'm always taking requests. Plenty of classes all week long. Thank you so much for continuing to join in. It's been really nice getting your messages, your feedback, your love letters in the mail, and your donations have been very heartwarming. So thank you so much. It's a pay what you can if you can offering, and you can direct that to Venmo, my Venmo at Malika Das, if that's something you can do right now. And if not, please don't worry about that. I'm here for you either way. So again, happy Saturday. We'll get going in a moment. This will be a Sun Salutation and Pranayama class. And as we get seated, I hope everyone is hanging in there. I know it's been an interesting ride of emotions and thoughts and feelings. There's a lot stirring and a lot that will just kind of hit us when we don't expect it. I know that happens to me. I'm sure that's happening to other people as well. That's just being with the now. That's all we can do. If we're feeling anxious, or if we're feeling unsettled or restless, or who knows, lots of feelings coming up, we can just let that be there. Let yourself be sad. Let yourself feel anxious for a moment. Let yourself feel crappy, and then it'll move through you, right? It's clearing. It's being honest with who we are in this moment is all that we can do, and we can trust that the work that we're doing is never wasted. So our practice this morning, just trust that no matter what you're walking onto your mat with today, it could feel not that great. You could feel kind of crappy, or like, I don't want to do this. And you know what? That's okay. You're just sitting here listening to me right now with the intent to practice is never wasted. That's not wasted. You're giving it a chance. You're trying your best. And that's all we can do. So Sun Salutations and Pranayama, using the sun and solar energy, directing that brightening, that essence, that vitality right into seated conscious breath. So a slightly different class today. And again, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So if one mode isn't working, feel free to use another mode, especially if you have a smart TV. You can use YouTube on your smart TV and get like a full picture. So that's pretty neat. And a bunch of other interested in practicing anytime, anywhere. That's all recorded in that library. But of course, making the date for yourself in a live class has a very different energy and component to it. I'm also working on a lot of exciting new things with different partnerships around the world right now. So stay tuned for some virtual connections, and I'll be advertising that stuff soon. So we're going to start standing today. Make sure you have your meditation seat nearby. That's very important for this type of class today, as it's a little different than what I'm normally teaching, right? So we'll just start to stand. Come up to the top of your mat. I'm going to be in the center of my mat so you can see me here, but you come up to the top of your mat. And we're just going to take a moment and just feel our roots. So bringing your awareness into your feet, maybe even looking at your feet, just noting how your feet look right now. Notice the sounds as you're rocking forward and back, lifting the toes, lifting the heels, giving yourself a moment to really observe the soles, the pads of your feet, and how they contact and make connection with the earth. Widening your stance as much as you need for that balance. And again, we want to keep that softness to our knees. You can even bounce a little bit right now and just let that bounce kind of hold you into the space of not being rigid and not being too floppy, right? Finding that middle place. And then as your knees are softly bent and you're rocking, your feet are getting more awake and you're more aware of them, right? So feel the quadriceps starting to enliven around the bones there as you kind of engage the quadriceps a little bit by clenching a little bit. Not so much where we lock out the knees. We want to keep that buoyancy in our knees and that soft bend. And now we're just going to begin to just shift left and right. I do a lot of rocking in my classes because rocking lends itself to eventually find stillness. So we want that rocking right now to just give us a feeling of where we're at. Left and right, feel the bones in your feet, the pads, the inner and outer edges. And I will stand tall and sort of rock to the outer edges, rock to the inner edges. Feel the outer ball mound, inner ball mound. And then again, forward and back, ball mound, heel, right? Feet are about one fist or 2 fist widths apart. So I like to create a lot of space between my feet. It gives me more of an awareness around my pelvic bowl, and that's our real center, where everything is moving up and down from that place. So that's a nice place to kind of widen your stance a little bit. Now with that grounding, lift one foot, then the other. Now do this. And now let both feet plant evenly. Feet hip width. We're going to lift all 10 toes, spread them wide as best as you can, and then lightly place them back down. Begin now to close your eyes. You won't need your eyes right now to see. We want to use our internal gaze and lens. So seeing from the inside, floating eyes closed. Press into all 4 corners of the feet as best as you can now evenly. And then you'll notice as you raise the toes, one side of the foot gets a little heavier, right? We want to equalize that weight, left, right, front, and back. Big toe, little toe, ball mound, inner, outer heel, inner arch, outer arch even. And then lightly place your toes back down with that connection without gripping your toes. Let the awareness now travel up the body into the quadriceps. Engage the quads without gripping your butt. Let the knees have a soft bend and a gentle lift through the kneecap. We'll bring one hand to low abdomen, pelvis, pubic bone, one hand to the sacrum at the low back, and take a moment to pour the water out the front of the bowl, pour the water out the back of the bowl. Again, we're sensing and feeling with our awareness. Internal gaze. Strong legs, equally weighting as we are building the pose from the ground up, and now we're rotating our pelvis forward and back, pouring water out the back, pouring water out the front. Find that easy place in the middle now where the bowl of water is still. Bring your top hand, your front hand rather, in and up. Notice how your back hand gently draws in and down. There's a steadiness in the center. Then we bring our arms out wide to the sides in Tadasana, palms facing forward. Shoulder blades gently roll together and down. Feel a brightening in your chest, the collarbones sweep wide. We're going to gently begin now to circle in this expression clockwise, shifting your weight, keeping the strong, steady roots you built, the pelvic bowl level so the bowl of water isn't splashing around. Now it's easy to hula hoop here. Don't do that, right? Try to keep the pelvic bowl steady, and we're initiating the movement from the soles of the feet. Draw the belly back a bit. Drop the tail down, curl the pubic bone up toward the navel. Feel that lift in your center as you're rocking. Lift the chin ever so slightly and move the skull into the back plane. Shoulders dropping back and down, spreading wide through fingers. Feel the vitality running from the crown to the tail, fingertips to toes to crown, feeling all that spaciousness you're building as you're rocking, and sense and feel. Again, this is a felt experience we're trying to connect with without the mental commentary. Just trying to feel what's here. Inhale for half the circle. Exhale for the second half. So now we begin to feel that center point. The central axis of the spine, unwavering, steady, clear. Heart center stacked over our root center. The third eye or midbrain stacked over the heart, over the root, aligning that central place in those central locations. First, now the direction, the opposite way. Feeling your breath, inhaling bottom to top, exhaling smoothly. As you breathe in, feel your roots run deeper, your legs anchor down into the feet and into the earth even more as the breath expands upward. And as you breathe out, there's a softening of our hard edges, yet our vitality still strong and vital, our central line spacious, steady, holding us. A few more revolutions counterclockwise. We'll eventually find the center point of the circle and pause here. Follow the smooth lengthening and deepening of your inhale now, all the way from beginning to end, and follow your exhale all the way beginning to end. As we breathe in, our legs run deeper, our feet root anchoring more and more. The breath lifts into the chest and throat. And as we exhale, the belly softens, the lower chamber softens first, then the upper chamber of the chest softens last. Inhale, roots run deep, feeling a downward moving energy anchoring you even more as the breath lifts. And as you breathe out, there's a softening of hard edges, collarbones and chest releasing and softening at the very end of the exhale. Continue. Feel the vitality beginning to awaken as you're breathing into this form, as you're anchored and rooted, curling pubis up to navel. Feel the lower half grounding even deeper and more stable as you invite the breath in and up. And as you exhale, feeling a softening of your hard edges, the belly softening, then the chest. Let's take a few more breaths like this, inhaling all the way from beginning to end. Exhaling all the way from beginning to end. We'll gently flutter our eyes open, taking this into a traditional sun salute. So we'll inhale, sweep the arms around and up. On your exhale, forward fold over the hinge of the hips. Bend your knees, head heavy, eyes closed here. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's take a few half salutes first. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, root, rise, legs run deeper, feet patient. So inhale up. Exhale, forward, fold over the hinge of the hips. Bend the knees, head heavy. Four corners, anchor in your feet. Halfway, inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold into that space. Inhale, rise to standing, all the way up, shining through the fingertips, curl the pubic bone up. Exhale, hands through to the heart. Let's take two more like this with your breath leading the way. So inhale, we rise. Exhale, we fold, lengthening the side body as we fold forward. Good. Halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold into that open space. Uttanasana. Inhale, rise to standing all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Guide the belly back as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, step the left foot way back into a high lunge. Take a deep breath in and breathe your heart forward. And on your exhale, lower your back knee and then sweep the arms around and up. Take a few breaths here. Soften the shoulders down the back. Give the inner thighs a little hug towards each other. Take another breath in, expand. And on your exhale, place the hands, step back, downward dog. On your next inhale, we glide forward, plank, ride the breath forward. And on your exhale, we lower the knees, chest, and chin, moving mindfully. Inhale, back hips to heels. And when you lift, come up into a downward facing dog and hold for 3 breaths. Smooth and steady. Let the mind clear as you come back home to the breath. The practices are always guiding us back to now, back to this moment, giving us a break from the mental movements and the external world. Inhale, raise the right leg high. Smooth glide forward. We take one or many steps to bring the right foot between the hands. Inhale, breathe the heart forward, get long. Exhale, lower back knee. Inhale, rising up. You can untuck the back toes if you wish or keep them tucked. 3 breaths. Last one here, breathe in. Exhale, we fold forward to the top of the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Rise to standing, inhale all the way up. Rotate pelvis, exhale, hands through the heart center. Second side, inhale, arms reach high. Following breath. Exhale, folding forward over the hinge of the hip, Uttanasana. Halfway, inhale. Exhale, step the right foot way back now. Take a breath in, breathe your heart forward, plug in through that back heel to feel that glute turn on, and then lower the back knee. We rise, inhale, toe untucked or tucked in the back side there, 3 breaths. Now try not to reach out of the pose. Soften into it and then light it up with your breath. As you breathe in, feel your legs running and rooting even deeper. On exhale, there's a softening of hard edges. Invoking the energy of the sun, inhale. Honoring the sun, exhale, plant the palms, step back, downward dog. The giver of all life. Inhale, glide forward, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, Bhujangasana, cobra. Press the thighs down. Notice how that lends space to the heart. One extra breath here. Inhale. Exhale, tuck toes, sit back, hips to heels. Downward facing dog. And hold. 3 breaths. Little bend to knees and elbows and wrap the tricep under the bicep arm as you press into the full surface area of each palm, lifting seat up. Inhale the left leg high, inner thighs gently hug. Smooth glide forward. We bend the knee in. One or many steps to bring that foot to the top. Good. Inhale, breathe the heart open and long. Exhale, untuck the back toes if you'd like as you bend and lower that back knee. Inhale up, 3 breaths. Let there be space for whatever arrives. And breathe into that space. Cleansing and clearing. One more inhale. Exhale, we step forward to the top of the mat. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Rise to standing, inhale all the way up. Feel those legs anchoring. Exhale, hands through to your heart. Back to mountain pose, we'll hold here for 3 breaths. Again, we're uniting and tuning into this energy. It's a sun class, so there's energy now, there's heat. Inhale, sweep the arms high. On your exhale, forward fold into that open space. We reach long, but we stay grounded. Good, halfway inhale. Exhale, this time plant your palms. We're gonna step back to a plank. From our plank, 3 breaths. We wanna push the earth away, lift the skull, let the shoulder blades spread wide across the upper back. Press through heels, lift thighs, lengthen tail. Lift those ribs. One more deep breath in. Now on your exhale, you can lower like we have before, knees, chest, chin, or fold chaturanga, lowering halfway. Inhale, upward dog, roll onto tops of toes. From here, push the earth away to roll the shoulders back. Push the earth away, lift through your center. Downward dog for 5 breaths. Turn back again and again to the breath, coming back to this moment. Last breath here. Hold out your exhale. If you'd like to, at the very end of the exhale, you can hold the breath out as you hop to the top. Maybe a little Uddiyana Bandha, drawing the navel lock in and up. The diaphragm lifts. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Rise to standing. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands through to your heart. Back to mountain, take a breath here. Roots running deep as you breathe in. Feel the current. Just like a plug in an outlet, our roots need to be anchored so we can feel that energy. The polarity above and below. The stability in the center. Another A here. Inhale, Surya Namaskar. A. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms. You can step or jump. Hold. We lower in one plane, shoulders away from the ears. We need to push the earth away to lower. Push the earth away to lift. Heart open, shoulders back. Push the earth away to come back. Downward dog. 5 breaths. We stabilize the energy by always returning to smoothing out our breath. Our conscious control of our breathing here. Instead of the breath running around wild, we harness it. As we breathe in, push into your hands, lift the seat up. As you breathe out, feel your belly soften, that region first, and then your chest softens last. There's a very emptiness at the end of the exhale. Bathe in that emptiness for a moment before the birth of the inhale. Last breath here, hold out your exhale. And again, at the very end of the exhale, feel free to hold the breath out, Uddiyana Bandha, as you hop to the top. Inhale, inflate. Releasing that diaphragmatic lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, all the way up. Exhale, hands through to the heart. We're going to take one more A. When you're ready, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, exhale, plant the palms, move through your vinyasa like we've been doing, or you can step or jump back. Up to you. If you're jumping back, make sure to bend your elbows to catch that, to absorb the shock. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, shoulder blades retract. That means they draw together and down. Push into tops of feet, lift knees, thighs, curl pubis, up. Exhale, downward dog. 5 breaths. The way and lifting the tail up. One more breath here.
Feel free to hold out that next exhale. At the very end of the exhale, draw the diaphragm in and up and hold. Uddiyana Bandha. Releasing the diaphragmatic lift as you sip the inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Snug the feet close together now. Utkatasana, inhale. Dropping into the seat, squeeze your knees and shins. Draw the ribs in and down towards the waist. Hug the thighs. Bring the arms forward a moment and plug the head of the arm bone on the upper back. Draw that back. Good. And hold here. There should be an equal balance and effort here. If you're feeling this in the front of your knees at the patellar, you need to bring more weight into the heels and in your hips. All right, you got it. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway inhale. Exhale, plant the palms. You can step or jump back, flow through a vinyasa. Move with your breath. So exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha, exhale. From here, we're going to step our right foot between the hands. Take your left heel, turn it in and down. Stay low, fingertips under the shoulders so they slide back. Now as you breathe the heart forward, lunge into your lead leg, press into your left heel, draw your shoulders away from the ears. So we're going to build this slowly. Give your inner thighs a little hug to the middle. And notice when you do that, your right hip moves back, your left hip rolls forward and down. Very important. Now as we deepen the lunge forward, if that back heel lifts, we got to step our foot further forward and wider. We need both feet to firmly plant like in our mountain pose, 4 corners. Hands come to hips. Long spine, squeeze the elbows in. So back leg is straight, give the inner thighs a squeeze. We want both hands level and square. Lift the torso using your core, using your legs. And then we deepen the lunge forward, sweep the arms high, Vira 1. Keep drawing right hip back, left hip forward, inner thighs gently hug. Watch what's happening in the torso. So curl pubis up, ribs draw back, skull moves into back plane. Turn pinky edges of your hands together and soften the armpits. Be straight ahead, 3 more breaths. Last breath here, inhale. Exhale, fold forward from the hinge of the hip. Move slow, draw belly back with the ribs. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. You step the left foot forward now, between the hands roughly. It's sort of your left pinky toe kind of comes underneath that left thumb. Take the back foot in a little bit. Turn that heel in and down till it plants. The hips. Bring left hip back, right hip forward. Plug into back heel. If that's a struggle, step the foot forward and a little bit wider to the right, right? Then slowly root down to lift your torso up. Warrior 1 when you're ready, reach arms high. Deepen the lunge forward, plug into back heel. Breathe, draw belly back, curl pubis up. Feel that rotation and stability coming from the center. Breathing in, breathing out. Roots anchored. Inhale. Exhale, we fold forward from the hinge of the hip. Belly and ribs draw back. Feel the control, their stability. Exhale, step back plank. Noticing freedom. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha, exhale. Lifting slightly as the hip bones reach up and back. At the end of this next exhale, feel free to hold out the breath, drawing diaphragm in and up, Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale. Release the Uddiyana Bandha lock. Exhale, fold. Snug feet close. Inhale, Utkatasana 5. We're going to take 1 more Surya Namaskar beat. You got it. Inhale, exhale, Uttanasana. Halfway inflate. Exhale, step or jump. Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha, exhale. From here, we step the right foot forward, left heel in and down, feet are hip width, not narrow. Fingertips under shoulders, feel your roots first, then lift the torso. Hips like headlights on a car. 3 breaths. Chaturanga. Push earth away, lift navel up. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha, exhale. Left foot steps forward, turn right heel in and down. Final side on your B here, inhale up. Flowing back to downward dog. Three breaths. After 3, slowly lower to the knees, pressing back, Balasana, child's pose. Letting the forehead rest. We slowly slide the hands under the shoulders as we peel up. We're going to make our way into our meditation seat for pranayama. So, taking your time to find that comfortable seat for you. Whew. You won't need your eyes open for the rest of this, so you can keep your eyes closed. Making sure you'll be able to sit for at least 10 to 15 minutes. If not, make sure you have a wall nearby to rest up next to lean into. Easy crossed position or maybe Virasana on folded legs. I would recommend raising the seat so the knees fall with gravity, hips are higher than the knees. Small dip in the low back. With the eyes closed, just take a moment for literally your roots to settle. Noting the internal landscape, the energy that you've cultivated and created, the energy and essence of the sun, shedding light within ourselves. And we take that light and we've harnessed and weaved it through our layers of being, through our asana. Noting physical sensations of that as noting possibly warmth, maybe a little sweat. And as we move from the gross to the more subtle body, using this newfound shedding of light, intelligence, and directing it through conscious breath. Begin to notice now the natural rise and fall of your breath, moving through the container of the body, undisturbed and patient. Noting the natural breath that moves through the container of the body, undisturbed and patient. Watching its presence, awareness in the natural breath meet. Following its natural rhythm and pace. And as you are breathing,
Know that you are breathing. Staying very close to this natural ebb and flow within ourselves. If our minds waver away, that breath flowing naturally, effortlessly through the container of the body. Ever so gently now, on a scale of 1 to 10, using about a 3 or 4 max, and as if you're using a straw, we begin to gently lengthen and deepen the next inhalation and exhalation. So now we are consciously involving our minds and our intent into the breath. Continue lengthening and deepening the breath. It's as if we're using a straw, so we're sipping rather than gulping. As we breathe in, feel the base of our bodies growing heavier and more stable. And as we breathe out, feeling a gentle and delicate release of the exhale. It's as if you're ironing out all of the bumps of the breath. Continue. Base grows heavier, wider, more stable as we invite the breath up. Continue. Diaphragm moves down as we breathe up. Feeling a downward moving energy presence holding us. And as we breathe out, feel the diaphragm gently rebounding back upward into this parachute-like shape in the rib cage. As we inhale, the diaphragm moves downward and flattens out a little bit, sort of like the way a jellyfish moves or an octopus. And as you exhale, we stay close to the exhale, managing its rhythm, its pace, smooth and even. Continue following with your awareness, your inhale from beginning to end. And following with your awareness, your exhale from beginning to end. Breathing, not only the front. Think of this refinement as this internal space within us, all around. Noting the little pause at the top of the inhalation, the natural resting point where the inhale stops. And note the natural resting point as the exhale ends. Noting the pause just before the birth of the inhale. Continue. As you are breathing, know that you are breathing. Awareness to the pauses, like little gaps of silence at the top and bottom of the breath. Continue for a few more moments. Base growing heavier, more stable as we invite the breath in. And as we exhale, feeling a softening and condensing, softening our heart edges. Feel the body receiving on inhale. Feel the body and mind releasing edge. Let the breath now be natural. Releasing that practice. Just let it go. And watch the natural process of your breath now again, like we started. Pranayama. So bringing the attention to the base of the spine. Same process again, we're sipping the breath, slow and smooth. Inhale a third of the way up, roughly to about the navel, pause and hold. Inhale second third from navel to center of chest. Pause, hold. Last third, inhale up from chest to center of throat roughly. Pause and hold. And then allow the exhale to release a smooth pause, hold comfortably. Inhale second third. Pause and hold. Last third. Pause and hold. And then one smooth, long exhale all the way out. And again, inhale a third of the way up. Pause and hold. Second third. Pause, hold. Last third. Pause and hold. And then allow one smooth stream of exhale all the way out. Continue on your own. Feeling through the whole way, unhurried. Belly softening first, then the chest and collarbone soften at the end of the exhale. And continue to take a few more cycles of Viloma. And allow the breath to be natural after your next final exhale. Let it come back into its natural rhythm or tide. And we'll do this the opposite way now. On your next inhale, sip the breath all the way up. We exhale a third. Then a smooth inhale all the way up. Exhale a third. Pause, hold. Second third. Pause, hold. Last third. Pause, hold. Inhale. And continue. Don't worry how long the holds are. Make sure they're just comfortable, effortless, sort of like you're placing your finger over a straw. Very new to you, so give yourself credit for trying as best as you can. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Let the breath now adjust back into its natural rhythm and tide. Effortless breath. Watching the internal landscape, the inner silent sanctuary that we can always return to at any time. It's always here, no matter what's happening in the external. Our practice, always here for us. Our breath, always here for us. Noting how you feel right now without judgment. We'll join the palms together in front of the heart. Anjali Mudra. Bowing the head. taking a moment to give thanks for being here together today and the collective held space that we all share. And may all beings know happiness. May all beings know safety. May all beings know health. And may all beings walk in ease along their path. Namaste Om. Shanti, 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 peace. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning for Sun Salutations and Pranayama. I'm here if you can. Thank you again so much. Tomorrow I am leading, tomorrow's Sunday, yes. Sunday Soul Sessions, 5 p.m. on these platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube now. So that is 5 to 5:30 for a short talk and meditative practice. It'll be like this, seated. So have a wonderful rest of your day and send me a little note. Let me know how you're doing. I'd love to hear from you. And again, thank you for joining. I couldn't do this without you all. So be well, my friends. Bye, everybody. Happy Saturday.